Jesus. Y'all gotta see this guy. Look at the size of that cock-a-doodle-doo. Man, he's a large one. He don't want to hang out with me. That, well, that kind of got me a little bit. He's going where I need to work. That there, folks, is a gigantic wolf spider. All right, now shoe on some other way. Yeah. Oh, nope, don't go that way. Go that way. I need a broom. I'm not crawling under there. I gotta reach you. You joker. Get out of here. So normally in this situation, I think, you know, the brakes go to the floor, and that's likely because the rear brake well in the master cylinder is empty, and obviously we got rear brake issues. So normally should start back there, but on this rig, I'm going to start up front here, and here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and pull off this banjo fitting on this nice and crispy rubber line, soft line. And this is a factory, very, very, very rusty brake line. It's still got the protective spring around it. The other side, somebody's kind of halfway bent in a new one. It's already starting to rust at the fittings as well, but I have all new soft lines, and what I'm going to do is take this banjo bolt off so that I can get this entire caliper off, so that I can basically take a really good inspection. Probably going to break off the rusted in bleeder. I probably need to get some new bleeders if this caliper is still good. And you know, obviously I want it completely off out of the way, and then I can try and get this nasty rotor, you know, maybe a little less rusty, a little smoother. And probably as I go through all that, you know, what's going to happen as I go to take the soft line, the hard line's going to break. And then as I go to replace this hard line, actually I need to replace that center soft line as well. But as I take those all apart, that's going to break. And then it's probably going to break this line that runs up to the distribution block when I take that center soft line off. I don't trust any of this stuff, so I'm probably going to ruin it all as I try to undo one piece at a time. You know how it goes. So we'll see what happens. It's probably just going to be a lot of laying on my back. It's also like 90 degrees out here today, and I don't know where that giant wolf spider went. So you know, we'll get along. We'll share. All right, here goes the banjo bolt, and we're going to see how much fluid starts coming out almost immediately. That's good. I want all this old fluid out of here, brake fluid anyway, because it's pretty nasty looking. So what I don't know is if this is swollen just enough that when you put pressure on it, it can push through, but when you let off the brake, it may not let that pressure off. Okay, already, yeah. So what little bit, nothing's coming out of this soft line right now. Nothing at all. I bet you if I went up and pushed the brake pedal all the way to the floor, a little bit would come out, but nothing's going to go back. This thing is going to be swollen shut, which is what I anticipated. All right, well, that was only a tiny bit of fluid. Now I can go ahead and knock this thing off of here, maybe. There we go. All right. Oh man, and that pad is on there. Seized. There we go. All right, it just fell out of position. A little wedge. Should just slide right out. You can see there's still meat on it. Little groove. Oh yeah, good groove. Huh. That's weird. Yeah. Little groove on the back side of this rotor. And as we clean everything up real good, clean these where the brake shoes run right through here. We'll file that, get that nice and smooth, put some brake lubricant on there, and just start replacing all this stuff. Put the truck in neutral so we can spin these front wheels around and just get you know, some sort of spinning wheel of death in here to smooth this out a little better. Not super critical, but it'll help some. Yeah, she ain't going anywhere. I gotta put the transfer case in neutral. Yeehaw. Oh, and this dust shield is rusted away, so it's only attached by, I think, yep, one bolt. Super. All right, next. All right, here goes the first hard line. If I can get this little flare nut wrench on there. Yeah, it ain't gonna move. I think I'm gonna have to, well, let's just go get some vice grips. I'll be back in a minute. Working outside, got the door shut to the garage. It's getting ready to storm here in just a little bit, and trying to keep it a little cooler in there. It's like 90 degrees out and probably 95% humidity. It is not comfortable out here. So let me get some vice grips and keep pressing. Me like a monkey in a football. Come on, baby. Nope. All right, I'm gonna tear them anyway. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Throw some heat to it and she starts spitting brake fluid through this plugged up line. Ooh, she don't like the heat. Let's see if it breaks it free though. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that did it. When in doubt, bust out the smoke wrench. Oh, the line snapped. It was free, it was spinning on the line, but the line is just too thin anyway. No, that's all right. We'll get it out of here. There it goes. And it lands under the center of the truck. Perfect. Now, this guy will come off. And yeah, it is trash. Go ahead and get this. It's just, might as well just snap this thing off of here now, get it over with. But no, I'm a glutton for punishment. No bueno. Be pretty cool if the wrench would let go of the little flare nut every time it spun a little eighth of a turn. But I asked way too much. This is hard on the old neck bones. Alright. Get the screwdriver. Somewhere back here. Right about there. We gotta let go of this brake line. There we go. All right, fish this joker out of here. Yeah, she is trash. Well, I'm here. This one concerns me. This one is not fun to replace, even remotely, because you got to take the starter out. Oh, baby, please. Oh, that line is crusty right there, though. Ah, this is the one that gave me problems on the 82 Ram Charger. No good. All right, let's see if we can get the flare wrench on this thing. Probably not. Hey, start working it back and forth a little. Yeah, just catching the old grease on fire on the bottom of the oil pan. Not a big deal. Let me see here, folks. A little bit of this. Nope, still spinning the brake line. Great. I'm going to end up taking out the starter to get to the distribution block to replace this crazy line. Just let go of the brake line, baby. Take some more smoke to it. All right. trying not to catch the engine on fire. Alright, so now I'm going to take this bolt out of this center line because I can't get to the back, the passenger side brake line, because it's too close to the axle tubing here. So I'm not going to take this bolt all the way out. So I want something to work against, but I still can't get this upper line out of here because all it wants to do is spin that. The flare nut wants to spin the line, and I do not want to replace this line. I've done it once before on a different truck, and it is not cool where it bumps into the distribution block is just tucked up in the frame. You got to do a really tight 90. Got to pull the distribution block out and to get it even started. It's just a nightmare. So man, if I could save this line, I would be very, 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 very happy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be screwed on this one, so it is what it is. Alright, passenger side line's off of the hose. Now I just gotta get this bolt out of here. Get this soft line kind of out of my way. I'm gonna go ahead and plug the bolt back into the axle tube so I don't have a gaping hole in there for large wolf spiders to crawl into. Okay, now with that soft line off the center section here, if you can see what I'm doing here, probably not, but I've actually got my vice grips just gently holding the line, and I'm able to start spinning the flare nut around that. I just do a little more heat to it. But the problem is this flare nut only allows the wrench to go on in one unique position. And that position coincides with not being able to move the wrench. You know what I'm talking about. I'm going to loosen this vice grip so I don't crush this line. Tiniest bit of drippage out of this soft line. It's probably not all the way seized, but she's grabbing the line again. Alright. What just went into my eye? Probably a giant wolf spider. Alright. Keep on gently doing it. I don't want to replace this brake line. Alright, so now it's loose enough. Alright, I'm going to knock that clip off of it and spin the brake line, the soft line, around. Need a hammer. Hand me that hammer. Oh. Alright, I'm going to knock this off of there. I'm going to get a bunch of crap in my eyes. And then I'm just going to spin the soft brake line. Well, I think I'm going to knock this off of there. Maybe. Did you come off of there? Not 100%. There it goes. All right. Now maybe I could shove it through and just spin this off. Maybe. Okay, let me get my wrench on there. My wrench. And now let's see if this joker will spin off of there. Yep, that's working. Okay. When this comes free, I should lose brake juice everywhere, so let's prepare for that situation by dragging this over here. Really? That was stupid. Okay. Yep, here we go. Yep, she's starting to go. There we go. Nothing. All right, so all I'm going to do over here is I'm going to try and work this one free, but I'm going to save this caliper on here for when Killian gets home so that he can learn a little bit about how to take these off of here and also what it's like taking off a very rusty caliper, and I want him to learn all this. So I'm gonna hold off on this, but I am, while I'm here, since the rest of that brake line's free, you can see how poorly it was done. Nowhere near the axle. It's got enough rust on it there that I'm gonna go ahead and make a new one. And yeah, so I'll go ahead and snip this off of here real quick. It's free in the middle already, and then we'll make some brake lines. All right, back inside here. I'm gonna start just cleaning this while I'm waiting on Killian. You know, see if I can clean it up a little bit. Let's see if it works. Press in the piston, knock this shoe off. It's just kind of frozen on there. One thing I want to show you though, this is that center line that I pulled off of there, and I was looking at it and I got to cleaning on it. You might not be able to read that, but it says 0719 and then 88. I don't know if that's focusing in there or not. So this center brake line was replaced in 1988. So somebody had loved on it and serviced on it. I mean, you can see the thickness of this shoe right here is, or pad, I should say, not shoe. My apologies. There's still some meat there, but it had definitely been worn down. The inner one had much more on it, so that kind of makes sense. I don't think they wear real evenly, but I'll knock this off of here real quick and clean this up, see if I can't press it back, and let's see if this thing's going to be savable. All right, prepare for squirtage. Clean this off a little bit before I press it in with all that rust. And of course I'm out of brake clean. Got to go back tomorrow or this afternoon and hit up Wally World. Get some brake clean. There we go. Oh yeah. She going back home. And that is home. All right, cool. And I can hear it pressing out air, so I'm thinking we're going to be okay with these calipers. Knock this little guy off of here where the copper washer goes, and let's do this real quick. Oh, nasty. Yeah, lots of rust and crap coming out. Now we got to get the smoke wrench and see if we can get this bleeder screw off of here. What should I do here? Should we try a 6-sided socket? Or just go straight to the smoke wrench? Now I have no idea what size this is because it doesn't appear a 3/8 fits it. So let's just let it soak for a second. Because if it breaks off in there, I'm going to be in a world of hurt. Might be able to use an easy out, but it'd be a whole lot cooler if I could just get that whole thing out. I've come across these things metric. Definitely not a... I don't think this one's metric. Now, I think we got it. Or did we just strip it? I think we just stripped it. Yes. Yep. All right. Batting 1,000. I guess I'll get a huge pair of ice grips. Should come out of there though. Nope. Just a slipping. Alright. Got the old jaws of death on there now. Either strip that or I believe we got it out of there, folks. If you don't have a set of these rusty nut removers, you're gonna want some if you're gonna work on this old crap like I do. Then I'll just get a center punch and drive it out of there, and then we'll run to Nappy or something and get some new bleeders. Quick hit with the wire brush and threw some, well, no, and then threw some rust reformer on it. Then I'll hit it with some engine enamel, some black, yeah, and then it'll look good and probably perform crappy. Yeah, they got the death grip on that rust. There you go. Now you can hit top and bottom now because both slides are free. Yeah. Should start getting a little easier. Yeah, they are heavy, so just beware once it goes. Sometimes one thing you can do is just give it a old one of these. Yeah. Probably have to knock that bottom a couple more times. Or the top, either way. There you go. No, soft line's gonna, there you go, they're heavy. And the soft line, so just set it on its back and we'll take it inside and get her all cleaned up. But let's take a look at these shoes.
Those pads actually have some meat.
Especially the inner one.
Yeah.
Same on the other side.
But they look relatively new.
Well, they are, and the thing is, well, new-ish.
Not new, yeah.
But they were used some. The other side's a little more worn than this, but I looked at these hoses are 1985. Well, that's the manufacture date.
Yeah.
I don't know when they were put on, obviously, but I would imagine probably not a hell of a lot of time after that. I think the center line hose was like 88. So we'll clean that up. Yeah. It had some kind of mud flap on it. All right, cool. So now we can clean all this up. Well, good morning. It's the next day. Started raining last night, as I predicted. The thunderstorms came up, but we were able to get the well, you saw we got the right side caliper off. So I just got busy in the shop and cleaned them up and de-rusted, pressed them back in, and got some paint on there. And rained on and off throughout the night, and some more this morning. So I'm still inside the shop, although the sun is out now, which is nice. Still got to dry up a little bit out there before I go roll around on the concrete. So what I did is I went out to Napa and I got some new brake bleeder screws. That's cool. They had them in stock, which is, all right. And now I'm fiddling around making brake lines. So let's check it out. Before we check that out, here's a look at the calipers. Cleaned them up, shot some high temp paint on them. I don't expect them to get that hot. Just on the outside where you see it. And here is just the rust reformer. New banjo bolts from the Charger kit. New brake bleeders, and now we're doing some new lines. So already started on the driver's side line, and so there's my duplicate. And I did that off camera. There's a good reason for that, because I am trying out a new tool, and I'll show you that. It is this guy. It is a Capri double flaring tool for 3/16 line. So unlike this typical kit that you would see where you have all the different flavors of sizes of lines and you got to clamp it in and get the anvil on there and blah 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 blah. Nice kit. I like this kit. That's how I've always done it. It's just a bit tedious. This thing, on the other hand, has some real pros and maybe a con or two. But one of the nice things about this is you just slip the end of the line in there. Let me find some line. And yeah, just let me see if I can get this on camera. So you would just slip the end of the line into this end here, right? You got to loosen up these two screws right there, and this little guy goes into this end, right? I'm shoved through too far. There we go. And all this thing does is stops. I don't know if you can see that inside that hole, but it stops the brake line from going in too far. Then of course you tighten these down, right? And then you get this clamp down, then you pull this guy back out. Even came with some lubricant. And this is marked clearly. It says OP1 on it. And that means operation 1. You run this in there, that starts the bubble. You run it all the way down. This is a 17 millimeter wrench to do this guy. Come back out, flip it back around, and run this guy, operation 2, back in there with some lubricant on it. And it makes a pretty decent flare. Here's the results of what the flare looks like. Kind of hard to see on the camera, but it came out pretty good. Now, whether or not they'll seal, we shall see. But I've always done it the traditional way. And I wanted to mess with this time because I think it was on Budget Builds, maybe. He was doing some brake lines. I really like watching his channel because they just do it right. It's so cool, some of the stuff that they work on. If you haven't ever watched Budget Builds, go and check it out. Definitely worth it. But it could have also been Pole Barn Garage that I saw using this. I can't say for certainty, but I want to say it was Budget Builds. Anyway, I got this from Amazon, and it came a day or two later. I think there's like 60 different manufacturers of this, you know, probably made in China. I don't know. Capri Tools. And I don't know. It doesn't say where it was made. Maybe it does, but I'm not seeing it. But there you go. So again, specific to 3/16 brake line. If you're doing fuel line or anything like that with some hard fittings, this is not going to work for you. Especially like 5/16 or 3/8 or anything, obviously. So, and I've got some, you know, Chinesium flare nuts here. And so now it's just time to keep getting after it. I got to make the other side's brake lines. So, time to go. So the brake line that I'm using, okay, this is like a, I think it's like nickel copper, something like that. It's like copper with a high amount of possibly, I think it was nickel. So it's real soft, but it doesn't rot. It doesn't rust. So that's a good thing. And it's super easy to manipulate. Like I did all of this bending on this left side brake line by hand. This one here is not super accurate like the way the factory one would be. And it was done pretty excessively. So I'm just gonna start basically from this point. I kind of fiddled about with it out at the truck yesterday to make it fit a little bit better. So hopefully I'm going to mock this up with the new one and we'll see how it fits. So I'm going to start right about in that area, then make a bend, get this thing off of here. Don't need it. And just start bending. Lots of fun. I will say real quick though, this thing requires quite a bit of brake line to be stuck in there, right? So if you have a real tight bend right at the end, like this one was right here, you know, I had to straighten it out so I could slide the flare nut back on it enough to get it into the tool. But anyhow, live and learn. This is so I like to try and straighten this out a little bit. straighten this some. Get that flare fitting back. And let's try this thing out. Okay, it's set all the way down. Get these little guys down. This is a 10mm wrench. Tighten these down pretty good so I don't just push the tube right out of this block. And I'm still up against that. That's good. Take this out. OP1, which is the bubble. Get some lubricant on it. Cram it in here. It's already sitting on it. And just run it home. Just tighten it down until it stops, which is right about there. It stops very positively. Spin this back out. A little more lubricant. Probably too much. Run this thing down until it stops. Right about there. Let's see how it did. Looks pretty good. Not terrible. Will it hold brake juice? That's the question. All right, go ahead. That looks great, actually. Like a finely machined surface. Now I'll brake clean it, but it's nice and smooth compared to the rusty. I will have to do it again. I'm going to get under it now and get the back side. Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, 1 second. I've been playing over here. All right, go ahead. Keep going, just so I can feel it. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, shoot.
Better than it was.
It's a turd, whatever. Now I'm gonna clean off these caliper brackets real quick. Need to get a wire brush on. Oh, yeah, look, a wire brush. Just try and get that mating surface clean. Not perfect or anything. This thing's not so aggressive that it'll actually destroy the metal. She got me too. I'll try. Good thing the wind's blowing. All right. Supposed to grease it until it squirts out of the back.
Yeah.
But just see first if we can get any grease at all in this thing. probably empty. Ah, come on, I'm tangled. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know if this thing is probably going to take a tube of grease. I just want to make sure these bearings live a long time.
Oh yeah.
It's still taking it, man. It is a large cavity in there.
Well, remember when we did the step side and it took a ton?
Yeah. I hope I got another tube of grease because this one's about gone. Oh, yep. Just starting to pop out of the seal on the back. That's good. All right, we got some in that one. Let's save this stuff for the other side now. Also, I want to hit this tie rod end.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's just the reverse of what I did yesterday. All right. So this is keyed and has like a rounded side. I guess it's that side. I don't know. I can't tell. But I think it's going to go in like about like that. Does that look right? Anybody? Huh. Nope. Oh, maybe that's it. Nope. Gotta sit all the way down in there. It's got like a weird shape to it. Oh, there it is. Found it. All right, now get this brake line going. Should get more than that in there. All right. Brand new used brake pads. So you want to start with your hardware here. I want to try to keep your fingers off of the pad material itself. CarQuest. Should be another bolt here. All right, there's your clips. So I've already greased those. That's ready to go.
We'll put a little on here.
Yeah. So
and the back.
Yeah, the back one, and then slide it on. Actually, you know what? Give me that pocket knife. Oh, this thing's kind of crusty. Let me get the crust off of it real quick.
Yeah.
Might make it ride a little better.
Around the block.
Yeah. All right. If you're wondering, these are used, but they're basically brand new. They might have stopped somebody once or twice on an old truck that I had that I didn't know that had good pads on it, so I replaced those pads and I just kept these for this exact kind of purpose. So yeah, I'll just do a little bit. You can see right where the piston was on it.
Yep. Just
a little bit there and a little bit on these riders and go from there. All right. Slide her down in there. Put a little bit on this.
So I really don't want to go either.
You might have to slide it in from the...
I'm trying.
She's a fighter. It sounded like it made it home.
Yep.
All right, now this one goes in over on the outside here.
We'll put a little on the back.
I did. Yep. Oh, well, that's in there tight, huh? Hang on, let me see it. Here comes somebody down there. Oh, is that David?
Yep.
Yeah, that's about as far on there as it's gonna go, I guess. And set her up on there. Like I said, it's gonna fight you going on a little bit. Remember, kind of set it on that bottom track there. Down a little bit. Alright, should just be able to kind of slide it on now. You're a little low, it gives you out of that bottom track. So you lift it up. Yeah, do the shimmy shimmy. Little shimmy dim dim. Yeah, that's it, man. It's kind of frightening that that little tab of metal is all that's really
Holding your brake
keeping it together. Yeah. I mean, it works. I've stopped in one of these before, believe it or not.
I guess you've never had or seen one where the caliper came off.
Well, no, but I did. That's what I'm saying. These pads came off of the 200 when I pulled the. Here it is, right here.
That's pretty little.
Oh, here you want a
Just a snug
wrench. I need a socket wrench. But no, like this top tab had bent out, and the caliper was hanging on by a thread, and it was popped out of the groove here on at the top. But the pads were undamaged. Yeah, I think they were installed and really never used. Just maybe the vehicle rolled around.
Well, it was a farm truck, so it just been.
It's tough to say with that thing. You want me to get a socket wrench, or?
I think this would be fun if I just hold it on there.
Yeah. Get it pretty snug. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Well, that's done. And the brake lines just need to be tightened now. All right. Perfect. Shit's been still. Oh yeah. Good to go. Bit of brake dust. All right, well, come on over. Okay, so you can see here's the driver's side. Yeah, a lot of brake dust, but those shoes look good. Big back. Yeah, this stuff, this hardware looks new. Wow. So I'm wondering about that wheel cylinder though. What do you think? Should I just put juice in the back? Brake in the master cylinder? Because I think you all know that. Listen, this is the way it's gonna go. Did all the front brakes. We'll mess with these back brakes. Probably, I don't know, change the wheel cylinders or not. This side looks beautiful. Somebody's been in here not too long ago. But I did not buy a master cylinder. And the back reservoir for the back brakes, it's empty. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to lose the the master cylinder is going to be bad, and I'm going to have to go hunt one down. Probably not one in stock in town. Probably like next day or something at Napa, whoever. And then I'm going to end up not getting this done today. Painful. So let's just give it a shot. I'm going to dump some fluid in the master cylinder. Okay, here's the passenger side rear brake. It also has evidence of new hardware in here. That's all new. That little keeper's new. That spring's new. Plenty of meat on the shoes. I'm just gonna clean it all down. But anyway, let's go to the front of the truck. Let's get some sort of prying tool. And the bird bath hood just got done dumping all over the master cylinder, which is pretty cool. And I want to see this rear reservoir. I want to see if there's any debris down in there that I need to wipe out. Yeah, tiny bit. Let's get a rag down in there and mop some of that out. All right, well, let's top it up. Now this is clean brake fluid from the last time I bled brakes. It was in my bleeder So we got a couple possibilities here. Man, that black back fluid is nasty. Should pump it out of there and put fresh in. But so we got a couple things here. The master cylinder could be leaking out of the back, and I can't tell if it's wet or not. Well, it is wet, and that's because the bird bath hood just dumped all the rainwater all over it. So I think all I can do now is just go ahead, top that up. I'm going to top up the back one a little bit with some fresh fluid. Oh, try and bleed them. Oh Lord, I better go try and get those. Oh, that is terrible in that. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to be ordering a new master cylinder. That's got all kinds of trash inside of there that I just stirred up from the bottom. Now, all we can do is see what happens. I'm just waiting for this brake fluid to start gravity draining down a little bit, and we'll see where we got leaks. Well folks, that master cylinder ain't master cylindering. Unfortunately, I gotta hunt down a new one. Dang. So it's getting later in the afternoon now, and I think what I'm going to do is go get on the inner tubes and start making some phone calls and seeing if I can't get something tomorrow. I got the front reservoir filled up, the bleeder's wide open, pumping the pedal. Nothing. It ain't master cylindering. What can you say? So it's got to come out of there. Great. Hopefully that does it though, because the back brakes look beautiful. Now the front brakes are all, prettified, and so hey, let's just get after the internet now. Talk to you soon. Well, that's gonna have to do it for today, folks, because I'm in the nice shop. It's air conditioned. It's like 90 degrees out. Not really. 84 is what that says. It feels 90 degrees out. Sweating to death out there today, but yeah, I ordered a master cylinder. Called around, nobody has one local. They can get it by Wednesday, yada yada. So I just jumped online to Amazon, and they can have one here tomorrow morning between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, so I'm going to find other junk to get into, and then hopefully this thing shows up tomorrow, and we'll knock it out and finish this job up. Well, good morning. I got an early start this morning. And so far all I've done is siphon out the old fluid and broke all the bolts free and broke these lines free, these brake lines from the master cylinder. They're a little crusty, but I seem to be coming out of there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way, and still waiting for the other one to be delivered. So time to keep moving. Pretty crusty. Look at that. Nothing comes out of there at all. There's still a tiny bit of fluid in there, but not much. All right, this one worries me. It wanted to... Oh, there we go. This one's okay. I shot these things about 10 times with a PB blaster. Yeah, I think this master cylinder, I don't know, maybe it's just plugged all the way out, but it ain't no bueno. Fluid, at least some should be dripping out of here. I'm starting to fall in love with the 318 and a 2-barrel, especially with a 4-speed backing it up. Pretty cool. You ever notice sharp objects right where your fingers are when you're twisting a wrench? I just notice that every once in a while. It's crazy how that works. Ugh. Gnarly. right, that's pretty much brand new now. Perfect. So while I'm waiting on that delivery for the master cylinder, I'm going to keep myself busy by taking the air cleaner and getting all that flaking paint off of it, and I'm going to shoot some brand new paint on it. Maybe some hot pink or some purple or something really snazzy. So I'm going to stay busy. Well, so the update is that I'm not going to get my master cylinder today. We're sorry. Your delivery is now expected tomorrow by 8 a.m. That doesn't help me. I'll be at work tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow you didn't chunk this thing in there. Really was hoping to be driving this afternoon. So, you know, I've kind of done what I can. I may still piddle around this afternoon and, I don't know, dump some fuel in the tank and then try and suck it out of there with a little fuel pump and see what kind of dirt comes out. I don't know. Kind of just disappointed. Really excited to get that master cylinder and these brakes working so that we could tootle around the neighborhood this afternoon and have some fun. So we'll just have to see what happens. You know, maybe this coming weekend, next weekend, we'll get it going. Dragging it out. This is the world's longest brake job, right? Okay, talk to you soon. All right, finally got the new master cylinder in, rigged it up to do a quick bench bleed, and then we can throw this joker in. All right, that's it. First thing I'm going to do is get these lines to stop from dripping everywhere. So let's get these connected. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can get these started okay. Losing it all. Where's my... How about this back one? Come on. Now, dry it all off so I can see if it starts leaking again out of these connectors. Now I'll finish getting these tightened up. Okay, the next step is to see if I can get these rear bleeders broke free, and I am not hopeful at all. So let's give it a go and see what happens. Ooh, not 3/8. Is it just rusted away? Oh yeah, that thing is really bad. Huh, alright, well, smaller than 3/8. I'll be back. Alright, this bleeder is 5/16, and I think I broke it free. Let me hit it again with some juice now that's a little broke free. Let's see if I can get it coming all the way off. And also see if I've got a replacement bleeder for it. 5/16, are you kidding me? At least it wasn't metric. It's old school. That's a long way from the front of the truck, and this is assuming that the soft brake line back here is not swollen shut. But I got a little bit of time here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this bleeder. And let's see if anything goes through it. Air or what? Nope, she's plugged. Alright, let's get this thing cleaned out or get a new one. Well, I think I got a little bit ahead of myself trying to bleed these brakes. And I found a new problem. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's no bueno. That's the hard line up there. Very crispy and dripping everywhere. So that sucks. Whole hard line, which goes beside the gas tank. So I got to thinking about it, and I remembered years ago for the W200 I bought a brake line kit. But there was one piece I couldn't use, and that was the distribution block to the rear soft line, because that truck is an extended cab truck. So that brake line was, you know what, 2 feet too short or something like that, which was no big deal. That truck, that brake line was still good on. This one, not so much. So I scrummaged around in the attic and I found it. So just unbent it, and what a find. So glad I kept this thing. And yeah, it looks like it's gonna work. Now I gotta get up under here, break it free at the front. It's already broken at the back, so that should be pretty easy. Then I'm gonna go through the motions of trying to get this soft brake line off of here, right? And you know how that's gonna go. This brake line's crusty. She's not gonna make it. So I'm gonna be redoing that one. Oh, there's a drip. Getting quite the little puddle back here, but that's okay. The real problem is gonna be, I don't know if you can see. Let me get up under here a little better. So I don't know how well you can see, but I've got to go down that frame rail between the gas tank and that frame rail, and there's some wiring in there, some bolts, etc., that are probably going to be snagging on this brake line as I try and run it through there. But all I can do is try. So also, while I'm back here, take a look at this shock absorber. Pretty sweet. Yeah, and the bolt and nut, oh boy, those aren't coming off of there. One of these days we'll get the shock absorbers. And hey, before I, oh, there you go, there's a good look at that other brake line gone. And if I'm taking these off, then I might as well just go ahead and change the rear wheel cylinders while I'm in here, because that's coming. Even though it all looked good in there, I'm sure these wheel cylinders are gonna be junk, just for how many years it sat. And I need to get in here and check that there's anything in there, because normally I'd expect to see oil right there. Of course, it hasn't been driven. The tag has left the building, so fairly soon I'll have to pop this diff cover off, and I'll descale it, paint it, but more importantly, get all clean this out in here, get all good 90 weight in there. And then I can also check what gear ratio this truck is. Don't know. All right, I'm gonna get started running this brake line through there and cussing, so I'll be back in a little bit. All right, well, here we are under the back of the truck. Only took a few minutes, but I was able to slide that all the way through. You can see I left the, dang on, it's real hard to get a shot under here. You can see I left the cap on the new brake line, and I also had to bend it up a little bit to straighten it some in order to get it to slide through, poke through all the trash that's trapped back in there, sticks, rust, you name it. But I've broken the fitting free, the flare nut at the distribution block already. Now I'm going to go ahead and start hacking away at all this rust. So wish me luck. Well, the soft line was real easy to get broken free at the top, you see, because the line just snapped instantly once I breathed on it. So now I'm just trying to get it free at the bottom here. And let's see if these brake lines are going to move at all. Oh yeah, even the old vice grippage ain't doing nothing to it. Nope. Good Lord, I might as well just cut this line right here and be done with it. Let's try the other one. Is that, no, that was just stripping too. This is pretty super duper. Going about as expected. All right, I'm just gonna cut these. All right, back in a little while after I snap these off. That one broke real easy. Right where it's all rusty. So much rust back here. Crazy. All right. Now I got to move on to the wheel cylinders, and we know what's going to happen there as well, don't we? Nope. I really know that I'm going to be changing these wheel cylinders. Damn it. And a rear brake job after all. All right. Well, desperate times call for desperate measures, right? This wheel cylinder is just not, the flare nut's not going to let go. I've got new ones sitting here from years ago, another project that didn't need them. And, well, I shouldn't say that. Just didn't put them on, let's put it that way. So, here we go. Just gonna do it the easy way. I'm tired of messing with these flare nuts that don't budge. Just strip out. There we go. All right. Now for all this to come off here, let me go get some brake tools. Good night. Man, those things are rusted on there hard and stripping. Super cool. This has turned into the world's longest brake job ever. Golly. All right. Jeez, Pete. All right. Okay, one down, one to go. All right, so wheel cylinders are on both sides. I'm not going to replace all the springs and everything right now. I just really, all I care about is getting brake fluid back here and getting the master cylinder and these brakes bled. Now, that's in there. Got the one on the other side, and you saw I just punched out a couple of new brake lines for back here. I'm going to have to finagle those a little bit more. I was out of the nickel copper stuff, so I had to use steel lines. A little harder to do, but it's still not that bad. But I'm going to have to wrestle them in there now. Here in a few minutes, I'm going to get up under there and start working the soft line up to the main line to the distribution block, and then I'll work my way outwards, and we'll go from there. Good times. Well, that's going to have to do it for today. Got all those rear brake lines put in. Obviously, you know, you saw the new slave cylinders going in. It's just terrible laying under there, especially tying into the distribution block with brake juice dripping everywhere and trying to get the threads to line up. It was a good time. Real sorry I didn't get that on video, because you could have heard some choice words. But hey, maybe next time. So now I got to wrap it up for the evening, go cook some dinner, spend some time with the family, and tomorrow, a couple of little odds and ends. Gonna run up to the store, get some more brake juice, and bleed these brakes tomorrow, and hopefully stick this thing on the road for a minute. Let's see what happens. Talk to you tomorrow. Oh, good morning. It's the next day, and I went up and got some brake juice this morning and been at it for a little while before I grabbed the camera. Let me show you the latest development down here in the engine. We are no longer bottle fed. I actually poured a couple of sacrificial gallons down into the fuel tank, which was bone dry, and then hooked up an electric fuel pump in this filter and pumped on it until the brown stuff stopped coming out. Now I got clean fuel in there. Filter's got a little dirt in it. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm pretty sure that fuel tank was absolutely 100% bone dry. So obviously there's a lot of fuel lines still here. I'm going to tidy that up later on, but for now I'm going to go ahead and I'll tidy it up once this filter's plugged up pretty good. But I just got to say, I really hate modern gas cans. They are terrible, and I think everybody out there knows that. From the nozzles to, even if you go online and buy like these Chinese made, you know, aftermarket spouts to delete on the stupid slidey spouts, those have terrible gaskets and they leak everywhere. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, there's just no good gas cans made. I don't understand why they went away from a very, very good system to a terrible system, but I digress. So here we are. I fired it up, and she purrs just fine. Sucking fuel out of the tank. I've got about 6 gallons in there now. Let it chew on that. We'll drive it around a little bit later, I'm pretty confident, because I think that the brakes are gonna be after we get all this taken care of. Oh, one other development. The got out the old voltmeter there, and the alternator is in fact charging. It's actually overcharging, hitting about 15.3 volts over here. That's a little much, but the loud grinding is not the alternator. It's going to be that power steering pump right there. It's just a low growl right now. Someday that's going to come out of there though, and I think what I might do, I can see that voltage regulator has puked its guts all down the firewall. Maybe that has something to do with the overcharging. Don't really know, but it doesn't hurt to swap on it because I've got like 7 of them. So let me nip one of those in here. Yikes, that thing was on there. Had to pry it off. I'd like to say she probably got a little bit warm. Alright, let's try and get that mess cleaned up. I don't really want to, but I kind of have to. So what I'm going to do is shoot WD-40 all over it, get a metal scraper and see what come off the wall and bolt the new one on. All right. Smells like gear oil, a little old, but it's full. So we'll swap on that down the road here a little ways. Not today. Today we ride. All right, let's go check the rear end and the transmission. Oh boy, let's see if we can get this thing off of here. Not in the best place. Can't really get the wrench on it too good. Oh, all right, hey, wasn't as tight as that Dana. Well, I'm struggling. Makes my neck hurt. That's starting to come free a little bit. Get out of there, dirt. All right, this is gonna be, oh, yikes. Yep, she's got oil. A lot. Way too much oil now. That I did not expect. Clean up on all my shorts. Woo! That is milky and nasty. That needs to be changed. All right. Hey, nice that it's all over the exhaust as well as me. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go get some paper towels and start cleaning this mess up. All right, folks. Now that I've got the proper bucket in place, I'm gonna go ahead and take off this fill plug, because it should not be over that amount. And I'll be honest, how the hell does somebody even get that much oil in this thing? That's a mystery and an enigma, because that's all the more it's supposed to have in there, and that's why it's so frothy probably. But I'm probably gonna make another mess, but this time I got a bucket under it. It'll probably miss the bucket, but that's okay. I got cat litter under the bucket. I don't even know how you fill it this high, unless you had the shifter cover off up on the very top and just maybe poured it in. I don't even know. That is crazy though. Well, it's gonna be a mess, but it is what it is. Oh my gosh, that's a ton of oil. All right, I don't know if you can see, but I put some plastic wrap on the tailpipe to help not only guide it down to the pan, but also maybe try and keep the tailpipe from getting completely covered in it again. I cannot believe how full this thing is. Crazy too full. The oil doesn't look bad, it's just frothy. All right, I'm just gonna let this drain for a second. I do need to eventually drain the whole thing and swap on it, but I don't have any 50 weight here. Well, I've only got about maybe a half a quart left. So I gotta go get some 50 weight. That's not gonna stop me from driving her today. I just wanna make sure this thing isn't over full. How do you even do that? Crazy. Try and get this plug back in. Hey, at least we know there's oil in it. Now to the transfer case, and this time, judging from this experience, I'm gonna go ahead and have this bucket ready to go. Don't know if you're interested, but here's how frothy and foamy it is. I don't see water in it. I don't think so, but it's still got a good viscosity to it. It's just not, it's kind of dark. I don't know, I'm going to swap out, but again, eventually, I just can't believe all that foam. It's probably just been whipped up when I had the engine running a little bit earlier. This is also over full. Good night. Well, this time I was ready with the pan. Golly, how do you get it that full? I just don't understand. It's gonna start running back out while you fill it. This oil looks pretty good though. I don't know how you overfill these things. That's a mystery to me. That's close enough. Oh, that looks clean. All right, she good. All right. Now, next thing I'm going to do is cut this thing off of here. That bolt is up. Can you see that? There you go. That bolt is fried. So I'm gonna go get the spinning death wheel and hack that thing off of there, so I can replace that bolt at some point if I ever want to hang a spare tire back under this rusty mess. Okay, go ahead and pump it up. And then hold it. All right, go ahead and pump it. Pump a couple times.
Yeah, they're not going to the floor now.
Pump it one more time and then hold it. They're squeaky.
Very.
You hold it?
Yep.
Yeah, that brake's definitely grabbing now. Let me get this broke free again. Okay.
I let off.
Now you can. All right. Let me check the reservoir. All right, go ahead and pump it up 2 or 3 times, then hold it on the third. When you're holding it, just shout out holding.
Hold it.
All right. All right. Wow, there's no air coming out whatsoever. So I've gravity bled them before you got home, and we're looking good. And I don't know why this bleeder is leaking. I can tell you one thing. I got it as tight as it'll go without stripping it. Oh well, it's only going to be a drop every so often. So do you got good brake pedal now?
Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah.
All right, well, I think we're ready to roll.
Want me to throw these wheels back?
This is the world's slowest jack. This thing's like twice your age.
Most things are twice my age. At least around here.
At least it comes down fast. That's nice. That should be high. Let's see. She fires right up, man. Drinking off the tank. Got some brakes. Power assistant.
She stinks.
Yeah, let's see if this reverse will work.
That clutch doesn't sound nearly as bad.
No, it doesn't. It's going backwards. This will help adjust our rear brakes. She's a slow one. It'd be nice if this thing had a tap. I wish I had a mirror. Pull that mirror. Nah, never mind. You can't do anything with it. I'm going off the driveway here.
Yeah, you're doing good.
I don't have a mirror. How are you supposed to drive without a mirror?
You have a mirror, it's just not on the truck.
Well, it's laying on the bench. Brakes. First gear. Come on, babe. Little double clutch.
There's that noise.
A little bit.
Not bad though.
First gear. Second gear. Oh, baby, she's a screamer. I bet this thing's got like 410 gears or something in it. There's third. Oh man, look at this thing. She's a beaut. Oh, things don't smell good.
They smell horrible.
Things smell really
Burnt.
Yeah, some of that's going to be the transmission oil that's all over the exhaust pipe, because they ran that pipe right underneath the drain. But hey man, 20 miles an hour. It's actually not a bad ride considering the shocks and
That sounds terrible.
yeah, it's considering that the shocks and the springs are pretty much shot. Third gear. Oh, feel the power of the mighty 318 two-barrel.
Second.
I'm trying. There it goes. They're supposed to be synchronized. 2, 3, and 4 are supposed to be synchroed, but
they're not.
But first is not. Oh yeah, she wanted to stay in second. I could not imagine towing with this thing. It'd be a painful experience. We're rolling, man. Get the shot out down the hood. That's pretty cool. Love that look. Oh yeah, this thing's got no shocks. Second gear start.
Second's a little hard to get into.
Yeah, it can be. This is like driving a school bus. I swear.
Dump truck.
Or yeah, dump truck. It's identical to the 200 though, basically.
Does the 200 shift any better?
A little bit.
That's all new though, relatively.
Yeah, this clutch is good, I think. I mean, I think it's worn, but
it's still clutching.
That was just the rust on the flywheel.
Any grime.
We're kind of wearing it off. And that's that power steering pump.
Yeah.
We got a pretty good vibration, and that's probably going to be that drive shaft.
Oh yeah, gotta get a shot of that.
I can feel it at 25 miles. Yeah, you don't want to take this thing at 55. I got to get a drive shaft. Vibration gets pretty bad around 25, 30 miles an hour. Oh, no shocks.
Yeah, it sounded nice.
Something is definitely. Ooh. Oh yeah, there is no suspension in this truck. Perfect. Yeah. First, here, no gas. Just
pulling along.
Just let her walk. She just don't care. Longest shift throw, huh?
Yeah, this thing's got some steering wheel play.
You know, we're pretty much going to be happy in third around this little tiny drive. Feel the horsepower, man. That's got to be above like 80. I'm telling you.
I think you're right. It's a hot rod.
I'm telling you, it's a little rocket ship.
A rocket ship.
The downshift into second is not so bueno. Yeah, that nope. You can hear it trying, like, you really got to be slow.
Yeah, I guess so.
Second gear only gives you about 12 miles an hour.
Yeah, so. This thing's super low.
Yeah, it's probably got the 410 gears in it.
I think you're right.
Yeah, you're pretty much fine in third.
Yeah, she's got some steering wheel play.
You know.
And there's no stop sign up here anymore.
Oh, hey.
That's bueno.
Well, we'll still pretend. Pretty sweet.
She
brake.
Stops too.
A little bit, almost, kinda. You can come to a complete stop, hit second, and do a second pull away, second gear. Oh, they're about to chirp the tires. Woo! making that noise, it's in the back. And it goes away if you go a little faster. It's all good.
This thing's a speed demon, man.
Well, we got about 20 psi on the oil.
30, 20, I don't know what that mark is.
Yeah. It's just basically telling us we got some oil pressure. That's good.
A little bit.
How's the temperature gauge? What's that? Is that reading it all?
Nope.
Yeah, that's good.
Unless she's stone cold.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty much going to say that's a win. We're not overheating.
She's got the engine brake.
Oh, yeah. Pretty much going to have to rely on that with these sketchy brakes I just did. All right, well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed that. I mean, she's a runner and a driver. Good stuff. Maybe we'll figure out why at 30 plus miles an hour it's got a terrible vibration. I suspect the drive shaft, among many other things. Maybe shock absorbers. I don't know. We might just get crazy with it. Tackle a little bit of rust. Plenty to do here. So look for it in future episodes of Rotten Rust Garage, and we'll slowly tweak on it. Probably change on this bumper. I've already replaced the tail light in the back. Got a lot done. Got all the brakes done, and little odds and ends, and check some fluid levels. Maybe we'll swap out on some of those, figure out what the gearing is in this old girl. But hey, it runs and it drives. What more can you say? What more can you ask for? So anyway, if you like this video, hey, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Rotten Rust Garage.